You're watching Satluj TV News. I'm Angus Scott in London. G20 Finance Ministers and central bank chiefs opened talks today to discuss debt restructuring deals, multilateral bank reform and finance to tackle climate change, aiming to bolster a sagging global economy. Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, chair and host of the summit in Gandhinagar, began by telling finance leaders of the responsibility ministers have to steer the global economy towards strong, sustainable, balanced and inclusive growth.
Today, our discussions highlight the commitment of India and the United States to actively further the G20 agenda, and these include addressing critical global issues such as strengthening the multilateral development banks and taking coordinated climate action, facilitating consensus to intractable issues associated with rising indebtedness of low and middle income countries, and harnessing opportunities presented by crypto assets and digital public infrastructure for financial inclusion.
Sitharaman further added that talks will also focus on critical global issues such as strengthening the multilateral development banks and taking coordinated climate action. Joining her, US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen also cited work to tackle debt distress amongst the world's poorest countries, noting debt restructuring progress in Zambia, which she had discussed when visiting Beijing this month.
I appreciate India's demonstrated leadership on debt issues as G20 president, including your support for G20 efforts to improve the multilateral debt restructuring process. I also welcome India's focus on advancing the evolution of the multilateral development banks, or MDBs. It's vital that we use meetings like this to strengthen our coalition of shareholders that are working together to press for more ambition and specific reforms with respect to the MDB's vision, incentive structures, operational approaches, and financial capacity to better address global challenges.
China, the world's second largest economy and a major lender to several stressed low-income countries in Asia and Africa, has so far resisted a common multilateral understanding on the issue, according to G20 officials. Yesterday, Yellen said the Zambia deal had taken too long to negotiate and added she hoped debt treatment for Ghana and Sri Lanka could be finalised quickly. More than half of all low-income countries are near or in debt distress, double the case in 2015. A top official from G20 chair India said there had been a not-so-encouraging response from Beijing on shared debt understanding. Several economies have struggled following the double blow of the coronavirus pandemic and fallout from Russia's war in Ukraine, which hit global fuel and commodity prices. China is a major creditor in some of these cases and has faced criticism for its stand on nations' debt restructuring.
The world is looking to the G20 to make progress on key challenges like climate change and pandemics as part of our work to strengthen the global economy and to support developing countries. I'm hopeful we can take significant concrete steps forward in our meetings.
The group of 20 major economies will also discuss multilateral development banks reform, cryptocurrency regulations, and making access to financing to mitigate and adapt to the impacts of climate change.
As we look ahead, we reaffirm our commitment to achieve substantial outcomes through close engagement. By leveraging each other's expertise and resources, we actively promote economic growth, foster innovation, and drive sustainable development. Our partnership will create a prosperous and equitable future, making it a catalyst for positive change worldwide.
You've been watching Satluj TV News, and you can find more stories in detail on our channel, that's Satnet News, so it's worth clicking on that subscribe button to make sure you get to see stories as they're broadcast. And don't forget, if you have any comments or opinions on any of our news stories, you can comment below or drop us a direct message at message@satlujtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, thanks for watching. For Satluj TV News, I'm Angus Scott in London.